The Great Escape from Alcatraz. Alcatraz is considered the most impenetrable prison of all time. Get over here. Strip. Open up. Spread them. These are a few of the first words that you will hear as an inmate incarcerated on Alcatraz. On June 11, 1962, Frank Lee Morris and the brothers John and Clarence Anglin escaped from Alcatraz in one of the most famous prison breaks of all time. Alcatraz is considered the most impenetrable prison in America. According to Pruitt, in 2015, during the 29 years the federal penitentiary on Alcatraz Island operated, a total of 36 inmates attempted to escape from what was considered the most impenetrable prison in America. Most of these prisoners were either caught, killed, or drowned, but 3 of them were unaccounted for. The prison has said for many years that the escapees died in the waters surrounding the prison, the San Francisco Bay. But new evidence indicates that the brothers John and Clarence Anglin may have survived and are still possibly alive. Good afternoon, folks. My name is Albert Wilkins, and I love a good mystery. I've been interested in the Great Escape from Alcatraz for many years now, and that new evidence has been found has even made my excitement that much more profound. I am very excited to present this new evidence to my listeners. Today, I will present the history of the escape itself first. Then, during this history, we will also discuss the inmates themselves. We will also learn the history of Alcatraz and what made it the most impenetrable prison ever. Next, we will discuss what new evidence has come to light. I will present this evidence and the impact on the history of Alcatraz. Alcatraz began as a military base in 1934. The prison was considered a maximum security prison and was thought that no one could escape. The prison was built on an island surrounded by the San Francisco Bay. Alcatraz gave its prisoners minimal privileges, such as work. Where most prisons allow for work as a privilege, work was a luxury at Alcatraz. Alcatraz is considered the most impenetrable because it was located on an island in the San Francisco Bay. It was meant for the most hardened criminals such as Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. On June 11, 1962, 3 men escaped and were never found again. Frank Lee Morris, whom many consider to be the mastermind of this prison escape, was sent to Alcatraz January 1960. The brothers John and Clarence Anglin found themselves sent to Alcatraz in June of 1961. The 4th attempted escapee, Allen West, was a prisoner who was to escape with the others but was left behind on the night of the escape. West told authorities most of the details of the escape. The escape itself was an ingenious idea and had been planned out for months before being placed into action. The escape was a very complex idea. The escapees had thought about and ironed out all the details before the night of the escape. According to Pruitt, in 2015, by the time they had made their escape attempt in June 1962, Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers had spent 3 months digging through the air vents in their cells with sharpened spoons purloined from the prison cafeteria. They also made papier-mâché heads in which they stitched real human hair onto the mache heads. They had stole this hair from the barbershop in the prison. They also sewed together a raft and life preservers from rain jackets that they had stolen from the prison itself as well. On the night of the escape, Alan West was unable to get through the hole in his cell and so was left behind. According to Ocean View Publishing, the inmates made their final 30-foot climb up the plumbing to the cell house roof, then traversed 100 feet across the rooftop, and then carefully maneuvered down 50 feet of piping to the ground near the entrance to the shower area. According to Alan West in an interview, their plan was to use the raft to get to Angel Island instead of going to San Francisco, where they thought authorities would be looking. They would then swim the rest of the way to a place called Marine. When they got to Marine, they would steal a car, steal some street clothes, and then go their separate ways. The inmates were never seen again, and there is new evidence from the Anglin family themselves instilling that the inmates in fact survived, contrary to popular belief. According to Donnelly in 2015, Alcatraz officials have long stated the men drowned, maintaining the prison's bragging rights of no escape convicts. But now, more than 50 years later, new leads are being presented by the Anglin family themselves, who are cooperating with authorities for the first time. One piece of evidence, a Christmas card, was received by the Anglin's mother. This Christmas card was signed by both brothers. They were sent 3 years after the escape. The signatures matched the brothers' writing, but dates could not be ascertained from the cards themselves. The nephews that gave authorities this information also had a photo of the brothers that was taken in the 1970s. Authorities also said that a set of bones had washed ashore in 1963 belonging to one of the brothers. The Anglin family agreed to let authorities take a DNA test from one of the other brothers who had died in an Alabama prison. This DNA did not match either John or Clarence Anglin, so the bones were not either of the brothers. The picture further showed that they had survived into the 70s. As you can see, The Great Escape from Alcatraz is a very, very interesting piece of American history. The prison itself was considered impenetrable, coined or phrased the Rock by residents of the prison. No one could escape. Yet, Frank Lee Morris and the Anglin brothers did escape and have never been found again. The escape plot itself was well thought out and very ingenious. Officials consider the escapees dead, but new evidence today points to the fact that they have survived and ultimately successfully carried out the most historic escape in all prison breaks. What do you think? Are the escapees alive and well in South America? Or are they lying in the depths of the San Francisco Bay? I guess the authorities will never know. Or do they already know, but are afraid to admit they were had by inmates? Thank you. My name is Albert Wilkins. I hope you have enjoyed The Great Escape.